This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL. You know, it's all up to the guests and their hosts and their callers and their comments. It's the guests who do the show, the folks who do these shows. It's their opinions, not the station. But hey, that's all right, because we love Careology, because it's brought to you by Carebag, which is a 501c3 that takes care of homeless folks in a very special way. Without any further ado, here's our host for tonight, the one and the only Roxy Brown.
Thank you, Cliff. How are you doing?
Oh, excellent. Well, we're doing much better. Nobody's doing excellent right now. Everybody's kind of got the blahs. But you know what?
You know what? That's what we're going to talk about that tonight. Everyone has the blahs.
Yeah.
But before I get into that, happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to Careology. My name is Roxy, and I am so glad to be here tonight. And I just want to welcome everyone, all our new listeners and all our old listeners, and we are excited to be here. And it has been a rainy day, just like Cliff said. A lot of us are feeling a little blah, but you know, we're happy to be alive. We're glad to be here, and we're glad you're here listening with us. And we just want to let every single person within the sound of my voice know that you matter.
We're also going to reveal the future right before your very eyes. If you're watching on the YouTube archive, which after we record this show, we're going to edit it and put it up on YouTube. We can show you the future right here in the studio, sitting next to Roxy. The future is here with us.
Yes, we have a little visitor with us, and she decided she's just going to be quiet and listen to Coca Melon. I have my granddaughter here with me, and she is just as quiet as can be. And yes, she's 3, and that is what well-behaved looks and sounds like. Oh. So I just want to say it's a great day, and I'm glad to be here. But I'm just going to throw something out to you. I'm going to give you some information about Carebag, but I just want to just hit you with some numbers right now. Suicide is the 12th leading cause of death here in the United States. We just wanted to go ahead and let you know that. For those listening on our social media, on Instagram and Facebook, we say thank you. Those listening to us worldwide, WPSL Radio, we are digitally worldwide, so we thank everyone listening. I see a couple people telling me hi from the Caribbean, from other European countries. We are glad that you are here. And this goes for everyone. Right now, I have the data for the United States and specifically Florida. So being the 12th leading cause of death, suicide, that's unacceptable. There's so many other things that can happen. In 2020, 45,979 Americans died by suicide. That is too many. That's almost 50,000 people decided that life wasn't worth living. 1.20 million in 2020 attempted suicide. These figures I got from the CDC online. Anyone, you know I'm transparent, you know I give good data. You can go ahead and you can look that up yourself. In 2020, in our adolescents and young adults, between the youngest age was 15. So between the ages of 15 and 24 committed suicide. That's 14.24%. If somebody is not screaming at the rooftop right now, I can't do it because it's unprofessional. Somebody please say what is going on. In 2020, again, the suicide rate was higher amongst adults between the ages of 25 and 34 years old.
Do you think all the stresses and strains of COVID might have had a little to do with some of that?
That probably had a lot to do with it. Now, this to me, the young people was very astounding at the youngest at the age of 15 for 2020. But 75 years old to 84 years old made up 18.43% of our elderly that committed suicide. 20.86 per 100,000 were over the age of 85 years old. What's going on? This month is Suicide Prevention Month, And I think we really need to put a microscope on it for us to talk about it. Over the last couple weeks, two individuals that I know have been added to this group for 2022. And that's why it's a little dear to my heart to talk about it, because these individuals, you see them, they're energetic, they have a big smile on their face, they're busy, busy, busy. Some of them were busier than me, and they're just always smiling. Everything is great. When you see someone like that, that means that their life is not in order. That means something is going on. We need to go ahead and pick up our phone. We need to go ahead and send a text, send an email. Hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you okay? Because that was the biggest shock to me over the last couple of weeks. I did not expect to get that type of call. Did you know so-and-so? No way. Are you joking? You're lying. That was my response. That's not true.
It's hard to believe when you do hear news
It's hard
like
to
that.
believe, especially somebody, that's energetic, full of life, always smiling. That lets you know that people are suffering inside. Just because you see them smiling, just because you see them on radio. You know what? Anthony Bourdain, I loved his show. That was a big shock to me, because that's what we're talking about. He was alive. He was full of life, always looking about certain things, always showing you new things in life, what to eat, where to go, places, what to do. And then all of a sudden, he decided life wasn't worth living. Kate Spade, she had so much going on in her life. A top designer. This wasn't a designer coming up. A top designer, a mother of young children, married. She decided life wasn't worth living. We don't know what goes on in people's mind. We don't know what goes on in people's heart and your thinking. But we needed to reach out.
They do things to try to conceal the pain.
Conceal. I talked with a mother today, and she is part of... there's a walk that's happening here on the Treasure Coast, October 29th, for suicide prevention with afsp.org/Treasure Coast. If you're interested to take part, I'm trying to find out the miles that they're going to do, because I'd love to take part. And October 29th, and I was talking to her, and she said to me, you know what, Roxy, my son was 16 years old, and the doctor gave him medication. Thursday, he came to us and told us he's not feeling good, something is wrong. Friday, we called the doctor. Sunday, he took his life.
Wow. Some people are really sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's it. Cliff, you said it. You said it. You put the nail on the head. Some people are just tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. A lot of this medication that we're handing out to people, I want people to know, if they ever paid attention to the commercials that we have.
Or the disclaimers.
Or the disclaimer.
The fine print.
But they say it, and they say it so fast. Right. But if you pay attention and you listen, it may cause suicidal thoughts. Why are you giving someone something to help them, but it is giving them suicidal thoughts? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Thoughts lead to actions.
You're adding to the problem.
Yeah.
You're adding to the problem. So that's why I wanted to go ahead, and I wanted to start with a lot of these facts. These are facts here. People don't understand that in 2020, the rate of suicide is highest in middle-aged white men. In 2020, men died by suicide 3.88% times more than women. On average, there are 130 suicides per day. White males accounted for 69.68% of suicide deaths in 2020. In 2020, firearms accounted for 52.83% of all suicide deaths. This is the biggest shocker. 93% of adults survived in the U.S. think suicide can be prevented. So if 92% of adults in the U.S. think suicide can be prevented, the question is, what can we do and how can we do it? What can we do and what can we do about preventing suicide? Because this is a big thing. We're bringing, I think suicide should be talked about in schools. Because when we have a lot of tragedies in schools, they always end up by the perpetrator committing suicide or doing an act that he can be killed.
And almost always in those cases in
Majority.
schools, when it comes to the kids in the schools, it's bullies.
Bullies, yes.
Bullies put a real bad negative
Yes.
imposition on a child.
Yes, it is real. Let's talk about it. Suicide, it's real, and it's happening in younger. We just talked about 2020, but I have known in other cases suicide has happened in 12 and 13-year-olds. In other years past. But suicide is real, and we need to have a conversation about it. And it's more than just being sad. When you see someone, it's more than saying, "Oh, you look sad." You don't wake up sad. When I wake up in the morning, I don't wake up sad. I wake up with energy. Okay, this is what I got to do. Go, go, go. I got to do this. When someone is sad and someone's not feeling good, if you talk to someone, and I'm having a rough day, don't dismiss it. Don't throw it off like a dog just ran across the street. Pay attention to when someone's talking to you. It's really serious about being sad. More than anything else, we need to put policies in places for our schools that people are not afraid. I think they stigmatize individuals so much. If you got to be on medication or if something's wrong with you, we put a stigma on them. What's wrong with you? Why are you acting like that? We need to really stop that, because it's something serious that we need to talk about. And we're going to open our lines. So if you want to talk about it, you have a question, you have a thought you want to talk about, our number, or make a statement. Our phone number is 772-340-1590. Again, our number is 772-340-1590. And we want to remember, we want to stay on topic. We want to talk about just anything, any thoughts you may have, but let's stay on topic. This is a serious conversation. A lot of people don't know the suicide and crisis hotline has just changed. It is now 988. And we want to get that out to folks and have them realize it. 988 is the new number for the suicide hotline. And that has happened in July. That just happened in July by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And they have seen, because having this 3-digit number, 988, they have reported 45% increase in the overall volume of calls that they have gotten. That is significant, and that is a lot. So we want to just put it out there. If you want to remember, 988 is the new suicide and crisis lifeline, and it started in July. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling a little bit way, 988 is the suicide crisis hotline. A lot has gone on, and we've talked about our numbers, but what can we do as individuals to help a friend, to help someone that may just want to talk about something? When I was reading about this, they said 988, the Lifeline reported over 361,000 total calls, chats, and texts on the hotline just in the first month. So that means that you're talking about one call every 42 seconds. We have Steve on the line. Hi, Steve. Welcome to Careology.
Thank you. It's my very first time talking to you, but I've been listening to you for a long time.
Well, thank you, Steve. We appreciate that, and thank you for listening. We love that.
A couple of things I would like to share with you.
Yes.
I share with you from the side of a teacher, and then after that I share with you from the side of just a human being.
Yes.
As a teacher, over the last 3 years, I've seen many of my students suffer very, very profoundly.
Oh, my goodness.
From COVID-19.
Yes.
It's been a very, very, especially with the girls. I don't mean to deviate, but the girls have really suffered an awful lot from issues of self-esteem, especially.
Yes. So I'm going to repeat what you're saying so our people on social media can hear. What Steve is telling us is that, he's, as a teacher, he's seen so many girls from self-esteem and so many students suffer during the COVID period. And you're right. I deal with a lot of students, and we're seeing that the self-esteem over this basically 2 years has been tremendous,
And in the case of the girls in particular, it's because they're going through a change of life that you and we all understand.
Mm-hmm.
And normally when they're in a classroom with their fellow students, with their friends and so forth, when they're going through these changes of life, they have an opportunity to share with each other what they're going through.
Yes.
And a lot of them did not have that when they were going through it.
When they were going through it.
Exactly. And I can speak from personal experience. I had some students who considered suicide.
Wow. Well, you know what?
We're all girls.
We hope that this new number that has come around by the Department of Health, 988, will be an opening that they can call and they can remember. We're hoping that we can go ahead and do that. But Steve,
at the very least, I hope their parents are listening.
I hope the parents would listen. It's about listening, and we hope they'll do that also.
Now, from a personal side.
Yes.
I went through the vaccines.
Yes.
I took the 2 Pfizer vaccines, then I took the first booster after that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bother with the second. Everything was going fine for me.
Yes.
And then early this summer, I got hit with COVID.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. And then, the only thing that I went through at the time that I was going through it, where I tested positive, was that I just felt fatigued.
Yes.
Nothing else. I didn't go have any fever, wasn't coughing, wasn't having any serious issues, didn't have any problems breathing. Then it left, and then after that, suddenly, I started experiencing serious problems with my muscles. I think it's called myalgia.
Right.
Exactly. That appears to be what it is.
What it is, myalgia, yes, suffering when you get COVID. That is correct, yes.
But here's where I'm going with this. I have a general practitioner that I've been with for 32 years.
Uh-huh.
Never once have I gone to him and say, listen, I saw this stuff on TV. Let's try it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nobody does. But you'll be surprised. You might not do it, but you know what, Steve? Sometimes some people might. And that's why we want to get that. Some people, I would never do that. I don't see myself ever seeing a commercial and saying, you know what, Doc, let's try this. I would never do that. But some people
apparently might. It must be working, because if it wasn't working, they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, you
but
know
apart
what?
From that,
sometimes they want to push it too.
Big time.
Yeah, they want to push it to the new people. Yes, but
I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. What I'm dealing with right now, don't know what it is in terms of whether or not it's going to be temporary, whether or not it's going to be something that I can solve within a period of time, or if it's going to be something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. I don't really know.
Yes.
But I'm relying on my general practitioner
to guide you how you have to do it.
To guide me through the process. He's there. We're talking through it. I'm telling him everything that I'm going through. And I go on the internet, I do research and everything else. I take it to my meetings with him, and I share with him.
Okay.
And I have to trust him.
Oh, okay. Well, we hope that you're gonna do that, Steve. Thank you so much for calling us. But our lines are going off, and we have Sue that is on next. Hello, Sue. Thank you for waiting. And this is Roxy with Careology. Welcome.
Hi, Roxy.
Hi.
My name is Sue, and I'm calling in to tell you how excited I am that you are putting this subject on the air.
Yes, it's an important subject. This was my first subject when we first started over a year and a half ago. But this is Suicide Prevention Month, and I think it is important that we get this out because too many people are dying, and we need to let people know. It could be your daughter, your son, your neighbor, your husband, your wife. You can wake up one morning and they could be gone. So we want people to be aware and to just look for the signs and let them know there are places out there that can help them, and we want to do that, definitely.
So I'm a suicide interventionist. I volunteer my time to help others.
Wonderful.
And one of the things that your previous caller, Steve, mentioned was about COVID, the isolation, and also to add to what those teenagers were feeling to increase their low self-esteem, the social media.
Yes.
When I was a kid, we would leave the bully on the playground.
Yes, we would. That's it. You said that, ma'am.
But now, bullying is 24/7.
24
Kids
hours
are
a
creating,
day.
false
I want to repeat,
profiles.
if you don't mind, Sue. I want to because my guys on social media can't hear you, so I just want to repeat what you said, so my fellow people on Instagram and Facebook can hear. When back in the day when there was bullying, it stayed on the playground. Now that we have social media, I can't even talk about how many social media outlets we have: Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Bullying is just 24/7. When someone said, "I'll meet you after school when the bell rings, we're going to fight," the minute the bell rang, you fought, you went home on the train and the bus, you shared a piece of candy, and you went home. And it was done. If your parents heard about it, you got a spanking, you got a beating, and you went to school the next day, and it was over. Now it is Sue, you are so right. It is to another level, a level of disgust, and a level
It
that
is.
parents and a lot of parents are not paying attention to what is happening on their children's lives. I see some parents and they just want their child to be in front of the TV, on their tablet, on their phone, so they now can live their life without being bothered. That's basically what it is.
Exactly.
It's called lazy parenting. And if you got offended and don't like what I just said, is because you know you fit in that category. Lock your kids'
Well-
computer down, lock their tablet down, and pay attention to your child. That's what it is.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
I
what it
predict
comes
that
to. Yes.
I
but-
predict my daughter's children will not have social media because of this, and
yes.
they're
Yes.
seeing the outcome of what's happening now.
That's
And
yes.
I do want to say that we have found out that peer-led programs are proven effective.
Yes.
So what we do is we try to communicate, educate, and motivate people to learn those signs.
Wonderful.
And I can tell you that the 5 signs are change in personality,
yes.
agitation, withdrawn,
Mhm.
poor self-care,
Yeah.
and hopelessness.
Change
And
in
the idea, if you see
personality.
that-
Yes. Self-care,
Mhm.
no more self-care. You are absolutely right. Sue, thank you for what you do. Agitation. People need to look out for
Withdrawn.
that. Being withdrawn. Sue works, and this is her field. She volunteers in, and we so appreciate you calling in. Please tell your friends about Careology. Please keep listening. We love that you're listening and the word is going out. And we're going to be talking about suicide prevention every Tuesday for this month because
That's
we
great.
want people
well,
to know.
I hope people will come out for the Treasure Coast Walk
Yes.
on October 29th,
29th,
and it'll
yes.
be in Tradition Square.
Yes, Tradition Square. I actually talked to the person in charge of that today, and she told me her story, so I am looking for it. I need to find out how long it's going to be because I have a long time. I haven't walked in a while, but if I can, I would definitely love to be out there to support.
It's a
Definitely.
little less than 5K.
Oh, okay, I think
So,
I can do
well,
that. I think I can do that.
about 3 miles or
Yeah,
less.
even if I have to stop and rest, take a breather, I'll be okay. But thank you,
Yep.
Sue, for calling in, and we love you, and thank you for listening, and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too.
Thank
And always
you.
remember, you matter.
You matter. You better believe it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good night. You know what? It's nice to, first of all, thank you for calling in, Steve and Sue, and giving your thoughts. You know, I love what Steve said. So many young girls, self-esteem, and self-esteem comes from the social media. A lot of these men and a lot of these young people, male and female, don't understand that people put makeup on. People go ahead and make themselves appear to have everything when they have absolutely nothing. I don't know if they understand it. This is entertainment.
Well-
Social media is entertainment. When you see someone taking a picture standing by a Ferrari, they passed the car on the side of the road and decided to take a picture. You know,
It's not their car.
It's not their car. Because let me tell you, people that do that actually have a Ferrari,
Yeah.
they're busy working.
Right.
They don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
You know, people don't understand, and we want to.
And if they look at the tag on it in the picture, that's not even in the same state as the person lives in. So.
Oh, you know what? That's a good pointing out. You know, but we want what you see on social media. It's self-esteem.
Yeah.
It's people. I feel my blood boiling.
If I can make my friends think that this is
Think
my
like it's
car,
okay.
then my self-esteem
it.
will be improved.
You know, what you see on social media, it's not real.
Right.
People want to
Correct.
make themselves, some people want to make themselves greater than what they are. They want to make you think that their life is. And there was a post. I was trying to find the post and I couldn't find it. A young lady last year posted about how happy she was. Life was going good. And that same day, she took her life on social media, a young teenager. And that is what people have to understand. It is a facade. What you see on social media, young people, it is a facade. It is not real. And we want you to know you matter. Your life matters. What you have going on in your life, make it matter. Do not look at what the Joneses, the Billies, the Browns, the Gregs, that everybody else is going on. You matter. We're going to take a break after this message from our very important sponsors, Careology, Roxy, Cliff, and Martianne. We'll be right back after these messages.
So cute. All right.
Create custom business signage that customers can't miss or resist. Let Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie help you get the job done right. Over 80 years combined experience. Get it right the first time. Call 772-337-4027 and tell them Roxy said to call. Remember, call 772-337-4020. Design a Sign in Port St. Lucie. If you could reimagine the way you buy a car, what would you do? Make it simple, make negotiations disappear, demand transparency, then experience amazing at your Treasure Coast Lexus dealer. Car Buying Simplified. Treasure Coast Lexus is a proud sponsor of Careology. Every Tuesday at 6:05 p.m., caring and supporting for our community. Car Buying Simplified. Check out your Treasure Coast Lexus dealer. 2020 has impacted us all, one way or another. Careology is a new radio show that was created to talk about issues that face you. Losing your job, health issues, loneliness. Let's talk about ways to find a solution. Careology is about hope, day-to-day challenges. We will laugh, cry, get through this together. You're invited with me, Roxy, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. right here on WPSL 1590. Careology is about you, family, and community moving forward. Join us.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
If you're watching on Facebook, the reason why you can't really hear the callers is because the speakers are disabled when our microphones are on, so we don't get feedback in the studio. But here's your host once again, Roxy with Careology.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Roxy with Careology, and thank you, Cliff, our engineer, and my little guest tonight, Martianne. And we thank Carol and Greg, the owners of WPSL radio station, for supporting Careology and what we do here over a year and a half. We are just saying, we're just grateful that we can get this information out. And tonight we're talking about, this is Suicide Prevention Month, and we're talking about what we can do, and we're talking about the numbers, and we want to give out the new number of 988, which is started in July this year. 988. It is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Wow.
And it was created by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and they have been a 45% increase just overall in volume since they got, it's just so easy to remember, 988.
Steve called back. He didn't want to get back on the air, but
yes,
he asked me to have you one of these days check out the suicide rate among young girls, teenage girls.
Teenage girls.
It's terribly high. Terribly high.
And you know what? Thank you, Steve, for that. We appreciate that. The suicide rate among anybody is too much in our country. We have so much going on, and we need to pay attention. When you see young girls, when you see someone crying, that means something is wrong. When you see a young girl crying in school, something is wrong, and people don't understand families. And as our recession, as things get harder, in our community. As things get harder in families, the rate goes up. And that's why Carebag is here. So for those that are listening for the first time, I'm just going to give you a little 1, 2, 3 about Carebag. Careology is a subsidiary of Carebag. Carebag is a nonprofit, and we are 5 years old, and we serve the Treasure Coast all the way down to Boca. We do one thing, and we do it pretty well. We provide access to proper hygiene. Just imagine not getting up and you're not able to shower, brush your teeth, have no toothpaste, no toothbrush, no soap, no clean underwear. Just imagine how you feel and you want to go to work, you want to go to school, and it just cannot be done. We are here, and we want to let people know. Our office is open every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We ask everyone to do one thing. Text the word Carebag, CAREBAG, to 77222. You get all our updated information, where we are, what we're doing, and you just subscribe, and we send maybe 1 to 2 messages a month. We do not bombard you. We do not ask. This is not a fundraiser line. This is for our clients who need help. Text the word Carebag to 77222. And you can get our information. We open up for our families, our homeless, to come once a month and get the items they need. We are in the process of upgrading our mobile hygiene pantry. So if you would like to donate to that, you can simply go to givecarebag.com, and you can go ahead and find out ways to donate. We have a nice Ford van, but we're trying to get a Sprinter van that we can offer more items, and be more accessible to many places. We can now go into the mobile home district, because it's hard to go there, set up tables, set up a tent, put out chairs. It's just not feasible to do that. But with our mobile hygiene pantry in a Sprinter van, we can go in, open our window, and serve so many more people. Yes, Cliff.
On the swamp shop this morning, there was
Yes.
a guy, and I thought maybe somebody might want to respond to this and buy it and donate it to Carebag. It's a 2002 Ford 350 moving van.
Wow.
It's got a 14-foot-long bed that's 8 feet wide and 6 feet high, with a pull-out ramp
Wow.
for wheeling stuff up into the back. 3,500, friends.
Anybody would love to do that, it'll be tax deductible.
That's right. $3,500 donation to purchase this vehicle.
It'll be tax deductible. That would be a blessing beyond blessing. We're very transparent. Our board is. We are. Carebag is. And only thing we want to do is serve the public.
If you want to get a hold of this guy, you call me. I'm here at the station. I'll answer it off the air, and I'll give you his number. 3,500.
Love it.
2002 Ford 350 moving van. 14-foot bed, 8 feet wide and 6 foot high, with a pull-out ramp.
I love that. That's what we're trying to do. We're community-based. We're working in the community. So if you feel it in your heart that you would like to help us in any way possible, because what we do, whatever we get goes to diapers, Depends, toothpaste, deodorant, feminine products. We give lots of schools. Steve? We give lots of products for young ladies in school so they can have their dignity, so they don't feel away during that time of the month. We do that. We work with the Port St. Lucie Police Department, the Sheriff Department, the re-entry program for the men and women coming out of jail. You don't want them to go back in just because they couldn't afford Pampers for their baby or wipes. So that is what Carebag does, and that's all we do. We don't do food. We do access to proper hygiene.
I was thinking about what Steve had said when he called back in, and I remember I raised a bunch of girls.
Yes.
And you know what their biggest fear was? To appear not to be cool in front of their friends.
Yeah.
They had to be cool, or else they just couldn't
and it's
handle
important.
the thought.
You know what? It's important. It's very, very important for girls to feel accepted.
Right.
Girls, you want to look good. You want your hair to look good. You want your clothes to look good. That we do that from cradle all the way up until they put us in the grave. So it's important. How you look is important. You don't have to have the best of everything on, but you want to look important and you want to feel, and that is what we do. Hygiene is, so we just been through a pandemic, people. Hygiene is important. Hygiene was important to us before influenza and before COVID-19. Now it's more important for others to see, and that's what we want to stress for our community. But I do digress, but that is what Carebag is about. We've been around for 5 years. January makes 6 years, and we just want to provide from 0 to 100 and plus. That's what's important to us. But we're going to go back and talk a little bit more about, this terrible topic in our country. Again, the number for the suicide prevention line is 988. So if you are feeling a certain way and you need some help, please just go ahead, dial that number. They're there to talk, text, or chat. So I love that. They're able to talk, they're able to text, and they're able to chat. And that's moving us closer, better serving the people that are in crisis in our country. And we just want to thank, whoever thought about this. We want to say thank you. 988 is more than a number. It's a message, that we're sending, that we are there for you. We'll continue working they're going to continue working towards improving their crisis center.
Just
and
like
it's
211.
nationwide.
Just
Just like 211. It's nationwide to save lives.
Wow.
988 is here to save lives, and we want that. Substance abuse, mental health is a very serious crisis in our country, and it all goes together. So please support the 988, Lifeline service, because it does so much for our nation, for our families, our community at the end of the day. And we want everyone to know that there is always hope. Again, we're going to say it, you matter. And that's more important than anything else in this world. You know what? It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much money you don't have. When you're in crisis, when you're suffering, when you feel alone, we are here for you. And we want people to know that. You are not alone. You matter. And Sue said it best. Just remember you matter. And I said it from when I got on. It's very important. We've had a lot of changes during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it has, and there are repercussions that stay with us. Steve said it best. We had problems before, but COVID has put a real strain. Steve said he got the booster, he got his shots, he got his booster. Steve, I have a lot of friends that went through the same thing, and a lot of them said, "Thank God I got it." Thank God I got the vaccine. Thank God I got the booster. I feel terrible. I don't know how I would have felt if I didn't get it. So I hope you're feeling the same way. And we're praying and hoping that you have no repercussions of having COVID. And we hope for you to have a speedy recovery. We said it earlier, in the United States, suicide is the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34. So I'm going to repeat that last sentence I said. In the United States, suicide is the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 years old and 34 years old. I do not know how we got to 10 years old, Cliff.
Wow, that must be some extreme negative pressure.
Yes, and it is the fourth leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 35 and 44 years old. That is the highlight of your life. That is when you're accomplishing so much. We really need to do something about it. And we have so many places that support and that give encouragement. We need to talk about it. We know a lot of mental illness. We know a lot of sexual abuse. When I hear about sexual abuse, I think of my friend Mindy Fetterman. She's been on my show with Inner Truth Project. Please call 211, look up her number, talk to someone, dial 988. I'm going to say that over and over again till you people get tired of me talking about it. It is imperative that we put this information out there so people can know they are not alone. You're not alone. Find someone to talk to. If you can, I always said it before, if you don't have anyone to talk to in your family, which is hard to do, people in your family, we're critical. We love to give advice. We're bossy. We know it all. Call someone, call a friend, call someone that you can go ahead and you can talk to that say, I'm here for you. I want to listen. We want everyone again to know there is hope. There's hope. You're not alone. You are precious. God made you in his image, and you were put on this earth for a special reason. And we want you to know that. So everyone, just remember again, you are important. So, You know, Cliff, we talked to we've had so many nonprofits on here that I've talked to so many things, and we just want to say thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Steve is with us.
He's back with us because he has a story to tell.
Okay, then he has a story to tell.
Roxy, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I don't want to overwhelm the story, but I'm going to share something with you.
Okay, Steve, go ahead.
It's about these young girls because I'm an 8th grade teacher.
Okay. Steve is an 8th grade
boys,
teacher. Thank you, Steve.
That's a bad age to
that's
be
a-
a teenage girl. Yeah.
Hey,
That's
listen,
a bad age to be a teenage girl in 8th grade.
I understand that. I understand it more than ever. The boys, they can find ways to deal with this. I mean, we don't need to go into this about them because the ones who really truly suffer amongst these kids at this age are the girls.
Yes.
And I guess because I'm a father of 2 girls, I'm very, very sensitive to what happens to them when they go through the changes of life between 6th and 8th grade and then beyond.
Yes, Steve.
I remember over the last 2.5 years, when girls came back to school, I would see many girls who would come back to school. They had bangs over their foreheads. They had long hair, and they had their mask on.
Right.
And at the time, you know, when it was there, I said, okay, it is what it is. But then I realized something as time went by. These were the ones who said the least. They were the least interactive with me and anybody else. And what they wound up doing was hiding themselves.
Right.
From everybody else.
But the mask made them hide themselves even more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This was, you know, they felt that I don't want anybody to see me for who I am and what I am because
Right.
I don't think I am what I don't think I'm an attractive person or anything like that.
Yes.
This year, I had another girl just like that. And I told her at the beginning of the year, I said, you know what? You have your hair going down over your forehead and over your face. It's like I got to look for you between the hair that is coming down over you.
Uh-huh.
Then I told her, I said, you know what? I got to tell you something. When you pull your hair back and I get to see you, I see a very...
Oh.
I said,
Okay, there he is.
Don't-
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
Well, that
see
you know what,
yourself, I mean-
Steve, it's good to encourage. It's good to encourage our young ladies. It's
and you know what?
it's good to encourage
Now,
them.
this girl, she comes to school every day, and she doesn't hide her hair in front of her face anymore. She puts it out. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that we as adults can
Need
have
to
a very
encourage.
positive
Yes.
on them if we say, hey, listen, don't do this. You're
Yes.
a pretty person.
That's true. Yeah,
Let it be shown.
I love that. As adults, Steve was saying, thank you, Steve, so much for giving us that
Thank
story.
you.
We appreciate your call back. Thank you. What Steve, for those that couldn't hear us on social media, what Steve was trying to say as an 8th grade teacher, the mask, when the kids came back to school, was a way to hide themselves. These young girls were hiding in between already, but the mask gave them permission to hide themselves even more. And what he was saying as an 8th grade teacher, just giving a positive outlook, a positive word, just shed the light on so much. And let's do that when we see something. A positive word is, you'll be surprised, is so important. A positive word can go ahead and open a door, can stop a negative thought, and that's what we want to do. A positive word does so much. So if you see someone and it just sits in your spirit, boy, what a beautiful smile you have. Wow, you're looking nice today. I love that color on you. My goodness, it goes a long way. When you tell me I look good, I already know that, but I just still feel good because, wow, somebody else noticed. It just wasn't me when I looked in the mirror. You know, somebody else noticed, wow, Roxy, I like your new glasses. So that to me, it's not new, Cliff, no. I'm just using that as an example.
I was trying to see, what do they got, gold trim on them?
No, it's
okay.
just a nice, simple black frame, you know, but just a little word of encouragement goes a long way, and we want to put that to people.
Well, women
So-
and girls, they want to feel attractive.
Yes.
And,
yes.
well, kids are mean.
Yes.
Kids
Oh, yeah.
are mean to each other.
Kids aren't mean. Adults are mean. Kids learn to be mean from adults.
Yeah, yeah.
So your kids don't grow. They haven't come out the womb mean. They've learned to do that from the actions they see adults do. Children learn from what they see. They copy what they see.
But what they learn from their adults that's negative, when they do it, they go way out the worst end of it all.
Yes.
And they go in too deep or over, too over,
Yes.
way over.
Way over. So what we want to do is just remember to encourage from everyone.
Yeah.
Just a nice word. I love what Steve said. Just encouragement can go a long way. It gives someone a smile. Someone could say, wow, someone noticed I'm here. They'll go home and it'll make them feel good. Someone noticed I am around. You know, that's what we want. Again, 988. I'm going to say it. Cliff, what's the number? 988.
Yeah.
988.
It's like 911 or 211 or even 411. These 3-digit quick call numbers, they all have
chat,
a good meaning.
message, text.
And this one is the suicide prevention.
988 is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It started in July, and this is so important for individuals to go ahead and learn what's going on. We want to make people feel comfortable, that they know they can have someone that they can go ahead and call and they can talk to. Remember, you matter and you are not alone. The numbers that we are hearing, for those that are just tuning in, I'm just going to go over the numbers one more time, Cliff. For those that have just come in and you came in right, you were busy, you got in your car, we're just going to run over the facts here in the United States. Suicide is the 12th leading cause of death here in the United States. In 2020, 45,979 Americans died by suicide. 1.20 million in 2020 attempted suicide. Okay? 1.20 million individuals attempted suicide. In 2020, between the ages of 15 and 24, 14.24% died between the ages of committed suicide between the ages of 15 and 24. In 2020, 18.35% of the adults between the ages of 25 and 34 committed suicide. 75 years old to 84 years old, that's 18.43% is the highest ranking committed suicide. Adults over the age of 85 years old in their golden age, 20%, 20.86% committed suicide. These numbers are factual. Go to your CDC and you can find them. This is unacceptable, okay? 130 suicides per day in 2020, okay? Age is just a number right now. Our youngest are from 10 years old. People, we just want to make this, this is Suicide Prevention Month, and we want to put this out there so people could hear, people could know you are not alone and you matter. We have a couple minutes that on our show, but we're going to say it again. 988 is the new number for our suicide prevention hotline here in the United States, nationwide. And they've increased their volume by 45% overall volume, because that lets you know people are suffering. That's 42 people. That's 42 every 42 seconds. Somebody's calling in with with a problem. You can call, you can chat, you can text. Their first month, 361,140 total calls were reported in on their lifeline. That means that means people are suffering. That means we can do a little bit more. So my name is Roxy, and we're going to talk about this for this whole month because I feel it's important. We have a walk here on the Treasure Coast, afsp.org/Treasure Coast, if you would like to participate in that. And it is the Suicide Prevention Walk right here on the Treasure Coast, and it's going to be here where did she say again? I had it and it just slipped me. But right here in Tradition, that's where it's going to be. And it's a beautiful area. So we encourage everyone to go ahead and come out. And we just want to say, everyone, thank you for tuning in with us today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being responsive. Thank you for everyone that called in, everyone listening on our social media on Facebook and on Instagram. We appreciate you. We love you. And we're going to be back again every Tuesday, 6:05 to 7 here on WPSL, the digital World Wide Web. For those listening in other countries all over the world, we love you. So we want, again, my name is Roxy. This is Careology. And we want to say, please go to our website. And our website is givecarebag.com.
I can show you all the ways that you can help.
All the ways you can help us here. And we have our big brunch coming up. And it is breakfast at Tiffany's, January 7th. 2023 at the Wyndham Grand, and we're asking our ladies, come out in your nice, flowy, sexy little black dress, and the gentlemen, come on out too. This is going to be an auspicious occasion.
An auspicious.
An auspicious. Okay.
Words.
My British word is coming out now. We want everyone to come out. It is going to be an exceptional evening with some fine dining, and I'm going to have more information for you. And this is all to go ahead and support Carebag in any way you can. We're going to have some beautiful Tiffany items. You're going to learn more about it. Go to givecarebag.com. We love you, and we want to let you know you are worthy, you are worth it, and you are loved. My name is Roxy. Thanks for tuning in on all aspects of our digital world. Have a great evening from me and Marty Ann. I'm going to turn it around so everybody can see her. Wave. Bye-bye.
I think it would have been Queen Elizabeth's birthday today. I'm not sure. But,
it's coming up. But everybody have a good evening. Peace out. Love you. Have a good night, everyone.
Archives of this show are on YouTube. Go to YouTube.
Hold on. Say bye-bye.
Look.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
All right. That's our next future, guys.
That's
have
our
a good
future.
night.
All righty, this is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast, webcaster to the world on Google Home, Alexa, and the TuneIn app on your smartphone.